If you've been interested in a wearable but aren't really sure about wearing something on your wrist, maybe a ring is a little bit easier for you, we have another wearable ring that might be for you. Matt Miller has been testing out the Prevention Circul Plus ring. It has some very specific use cases. Like if you are testing for certain things, this device might be for you. Matt, can you go ahead and just explain a little bit further?
Yeah, sure. So, I posted my Aura Ring review, and that's the Aura Ring right there, a while ago. And then I think the prevention folks saw that review, reached out, said, "Hey, we've got this other ring option to test out, and we'd like to send it along to you." And it's been probably 3 months since I've had it because I was waiting for an update to come that added a couple more measurements that it would capture. And it's a very interesting ring. It's $299, so it's an affordable ring. There's no subscription or anything else like that. It charges. This is a little USB dongle, and you simply attach it like that magnetically, and then plug in the USB to charge it up. And it comes in three sizes, and it's ranges of sizes. I was actually sent the large one. I think this Aura ring is a size 12 or 13 for my finger. So I told them my size, and if you can see the ring, it has a size, and then it actually spring loads, expands a bit, and it expands out to fit the different fingers. The bottom is kind of interesting because it's kind of long. It has the sensors on it and things, and you kind of wear it on your finger, and it extends out on your finger. It isn't the most comfortable ring because on my particular finger, I can't bend it all the way. So I've been using it mainly, at least for a couple months, mainly to track my sleep at night. And for sleep, it's fine. I don't care if my finger can't be bent when I'm sleeping. And it does a very good job of a detailed sleep tracking, right? It does blood oxygen measurements, your heart rate, an oxygen desaturation index. It has the 4 sleep stages, awake, light, deep, and REM. So it captures all of that. If you look at the plot, I can show in a second, the plot of the sleep, it looks very much like what you'd find on a Garmin watch or something like that. So it does very well with sleep, and that's been kind of a staple from the beginning. The things that it just recently added is it now measures blood pressure and your ECG, right? The echocardiogram that we see in some watches nowadays. The blood pressure is something that we see in Samsung watches, but only outside the US. It still hasn't been certified in the US yet to measure blood pressure on those watches. And no other watches that we have seen to date, like the Apple Watch or anything else, has that blood pressure measurement. Now, the ring seems to function much like the way the Samsung was on blood pressure. So you put it on. You first have to use a blood pressure monitor to measure your blood pressure and see what that is. You put the ring on, you do a measurement, you calibrate it with a blood pressure cuff, and then from then on, it measures your blood pressure. So it kind of needs a baseline, and the technology is similar to the Samsung, where it's measuring differences from the baseline and things like that. But I have to say, I just recently was diagnosed with higher blood pressure. I'm on some pills. So it is a very convenient way to take your blood pressure because you have the ring on, and you simply tap on the app, measure blood pressure, and then you simply put your other finger of your other hand on the little contact sensor there. And after about 30 to 40 seconds, it gives you a blood pressure reading. That's super convenient for people that are trying to monitor their blood pressure throughout the day rather than putting on a cuff, pumping it up, blah, blah, blah. This is a very fast way to measure your blood pressure. And I did it with that. And then I put the cuff on, and it's within 1 or 2 on the numbers, both diastolic and systolic. So it's pretty accurate as well, which is pretty important for people. One thing in the app is there's 3 different modes. There's daily mode, exercise mode, and sleep tracking mode. And when you tap the modes actually there's also the blood pressure mode, but when you tap the mode, it switches the app and the ring into that mode, and it starts kind of a clock. So for sleep tracking, it's not automatic. You put it on, you go into the app, you tap sleep tracking, and the timer starts. And then when you wake up in the morning, you have to remember to stop the timer on your watch or your phone to stop the tracking. Same thing with daily and exercise. Now, I haven't really worn it for exercise much because it's not comfortable. I currently am using a hydro rower with a handle and things like that, and I really can't hold on to that handle and row with this ring. You could use it for running and things. I haven't really done too much of that just because it's not very comfortable. And the battery life also is nothing like some of these other rings. The Aura ring, the reason I wear that one is I go a full week, don't even think about tracking my sleep, tracking my exercise, nothing. I don't think about it. It just sits there and passively captures this stuff for a week. This one, I'll go a night of sleep. I can't go 2 nights of sleep with a battery. I go a night of sleep, maybe I'll track my blood pressure a couple times, do a couple other things, and then put it back on the charger and let it charge up for the next night of sleep. The recent update, it has gotten a little bit better because I've gone a couple times when it actually stopped at like 3 a.m. from tracking my sleep. I'm like, well, that's pretty useless not to get through a full night. Just real quickly, I'll show you the app. So, it does track things, kind of, it's got blood pressure and the chart for your EKG. On the sleep, it has a lot of data and information. If we scroll up, you can see sleep stages and things. And the app is very well done, actually, on the phone. And with that, you can export those reports that it has. Each one of these things is a report. You can take those reports and export them so you can share it with a doctor or a coach or family member or something like that. So it is pretty useful for capturing that medical information, sharing that with your doctor, saying, hey, this is what's been happening at night. Can you help me out? Of course, all of these things come with a caveat. This is not a medical certified device. It's really an indicator, but it does do a lot. And at $299, if you have very specific needs, it could be a good fit for you.
All right, Matt, thank you for testing this. Thank you for your honesty. I really appreciate it. Not being able to bend my finger might be a deal breaker for me personally, but you never know. If you have tried out the Prevention Circul Plus ring, or if you plan on trying it out, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear about it. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stick with ZDNet for all things wearables, health and wellness, and tech in general.